The time has arrived.
Hey, it's Becca. Welcome to my channel.
Hey, I know it's mid-August, it's still summer, but today kicks off my 2023 fall decorating series, and I hope you'll join me today and in the weeks ahead as I transform our humble abode into all things fall. Starting with our family room. I tend to start with this room when I'm decorating for the seasons only because it's the room where we spend most of our time. And my goal is to create a cozy, inviting space for my family, hopefully not crowded, but we'll see how that goes. So I did a little bit of rearranging. I have a blank slate. I'll turn the camera around, show you what I'm working with, and then we'll get started decorating. If you're new here, welcome to our family room. Like I mentioned earlier, it is a blank slate and ready for all things fall. Did just a little bit of rearranging. First thing I did was I removed one of our accent chairs. We had two here, took one away. I then brought this rug up from the basement. We had this in here last year for fall, loved it so much, I thought I would bring it back. Love the neutral colors, it really warms up the space. I then brought the love seat in from our sunroom just to give the illusion of a sectional because again, like I mentioned, I'm going for a cozy, hopefully not crowded look in here. Added this piece of wood on top of our coffee table just to warm it up a bit. Brought the chair down from the hallway upstairs. This was in our storage room downstairs, and then I brought this down from our bedroom. So as you can see, I have shopped the house to give this room a new look for the season. And before we get started, only because a few of you have asked in prior years how I store our seasonal items, I wanted to give you a quick peek before I make a mess. I really like clear bins just so I can see what's in them versus a solid bin where I have to open them up. I will be retiring this bin and another one that I have at the end of the season because they're pretty beat up. But anyway, I have our textiles here, throws, a couple of pillows, table runners, napkins, linens, etc. This one has more colorful fall stems, neutral ones here, wreaths in this one. And then in this bin I have our pillows, which I vacuum sealed. Worried they're going to be very wrinkled, but my fingers are crossed. And then I have another bin and more pieces in that room, but she'll follow me in there, so I'm gonna wait. But the other bin has all of our pumpkins, etc. And then I have a few pumpkins that are glass or ceramic or porcelain in here. So that's it. I already moved all of this stuff up, our fall ornaments for our fall tree. They're already upstairs, and I will show you those when we get ready to decorate the tree.
How about we switch things up this time by decorating the mantle first? Before I get to the fun part, I decided to break out the drill and mount two wall sconces. And while I'm up here, I'm going to layer a wreath right on top of this canvas. But as you will see in a second, I decided to use a different wreath instead. I really like this one, but it's just a little bit too small scale-wise compared to the canvas. Before I style the mantle, I just wanted to give you a better look at this and chat about it for a minute. These sconces were actually in our dining room, and I originally purchased them for this mantle, and I had them here a few years ago, but I brought them back. I love how they pop against the green paint and how they are the perfect match to the canvas. And then to give a little pop of fall to that canvas, I layered this fall wreath right over top. My goal is to create a thick garland using a few different elements. I have these larger fall stems. I'll either use these or other ones that I have on hand that are downstairs. These beautiful bushes, I love that burnt orange. These picks for contrast. I have pumpkins. And then two of these acorns that I found the other day at Home Goods. I love that gold detail on them. First thing I'm going to do is add in the larger stems. I'm just going to lay them going all in the same direction. And some of them, I've had these quite a few years.
They're a little beat up, so I'm gonna have to fluff them and play around a little bit. Now the one on this end, I'm gonna turn it and have it go in the opposite direction. Then I'll fluff the leaves and get them situated how I want them. Before I add in my second layer of branches, I want to go ahead and try to get the acorns up there. And like I said earlier, I need to raise them up so they're not hidden in the garland. So what I'm going to try is I'm going to take this candlestick that I have, but I'm going to turn it upside down. Sorry about the lighting. Turn it upside down because it needs a wider base. So let's see how that looks. All right, now initially I was going to use these bushes next. However, I don't like how they're almost overpowering the larger leaves. So instead, I think I'm going to use these. They're smaller, has a little bit of the yellow in there, which will pick up with the yellow that is in the wreath. They are smaller. I think it will complement the garland or the fall stems up there just a little bit better. So I'm just gonna tuck them in randomly here and there. Next, I'm just going to add these pieces in, and I'm going to try to add them in between the picks that I just added to break up the darker colors a bit. Now I'm just going to add in a few of these pumpkins randomly in the garland to tie in with those that are in the wreath. So I originally was not going to add in white pumpkins, but I feel like I need to. I want a little bit more contrast. You know, I've got that darker rusty orange and the brown leaves, the rusty leaves here. So I'm gonna add in a few white pumpkins, again, like I said, just to break it up a bit. Next, because everything is better with lights, I'm going to add this little strand of fairy lights. I may end up going back and adding 2, and I don't know, I might add some to the wreath. We'll see. I want to quickly point out that I ended up taking out a few of the orange pumpkins and adding the white into the wreath just so it all ties together. Now I'm going to take in, well, I have a bag of loose leaves that if I just see any gaps, I'm going to tuck in the leaves randomly throughout the garland.
Okay, in true fashion, I ended up making a last minute change and took away the acorns. I just didn't like their size compared to the sconces way up there. So I traded them out for these candles that I had on hand, and I kind of like the descending order, but you still have the larger wreath in the middle for balance. We've got our garland all created by using larger fall stems, smaller picks, pumpkins, and leaves. And then off camera, I added this beaded garland. I hope to keep it here if the cats leave it alone. I may trim it a little bit, and I might even layer another one in front. Now that that's done, let's do something with this area down below. I brought this chair down from our hallway upstairs. I love a chair by a fireplace. And then I'm gonna layer this blanket. Found it at Target. I love the pumpkins on it. And it's a really pretty rust color. Next, I'm gonna add this pillow, but I wanted to show you, the camera kept jumping and zooming in and out, so I can't show you as I did it, but all I did was tie a piece of burlap ribbon around the pillow, and now I'm just gonna tuck in this little fall pick. I may end up adding another one, but it's just a cute way to embellish an otherwise plain pillow. Now I'm just gonna add it right there. And then this little check pillow right in front. And then on the other side, bringing back this really pretty woven basket with these faux, well actually they're not faux, birch logs. Thanks so much for joining me today. As always, I really appreciate your company. I'll be back next week to continue decorating our family room for fall. Hope to see you then. Have a great week. Bye-bye.